Hey everybody, what's going on? Fallout here, and today I thought I would share a video with you that kind of showcases all the major changes that have happened to hunters in Destiny 2 after the 2.0 pre-Forsaken update. There's a lot of stuff to go over, so I'm going to be combing through the Bungie 2.0 patch notes. Feel free to read along with me if you like. We're going to start with subclass changes and then eventually move on to exotic armor. Kicking things off with grenade damage. Now, grenade damage, base damage, has been increased across the board. Don't worry though, it has not been tweaked enough to the point where grenades can one-hit kill. They still cannot one-hit kill even the sticky grenades like the Flux grenade. They will do a maximum of 150 damage, not strong enough to one-hit kill anybody. The Marksman's Dodge class ability is now considered a reload for the hunter, meaning if you're using a gun that comes with kill clip, like the Antiope, if you get a kill and you dodge instead of reloading, dodging will now reload your gun and activate kill clip. That is really cool, and it's something I was hoping that Bungie would be adding to the hunter class for a long time. It definitely adds a lot of value to the Marksman's Dodge. Good news for all you gunslingers out there, the practice makes perfect perk on the bottom tree will now grant you super energy on throwing knife kills. For whatever reason, it didn't before, now it does. That pairs really well with Knife Juggler, also on the bottom tree. Throw a knife, get a precision kill. With that knife, you get your knife back, and you get additional super energy. Good combination. Speaking of the super on the Gunslinger, the Golden Gun has had its base duration extended for both trees. Very happy to report that the duration of the Golden Gun has now been officially extended to 10 seconds. I know, still kind of pathetic if you compare it to something like the Dawnblade, but 10 seconds for the Golden Gun is a really big improvement. When I went into PvP with the Gunslinger and I popped my Goldie, I didn't feel like I was kind of in this gigantic race against the clock. I still had to be mindful of how much time I had left on my Golden Gun timer, but that being said, I wasn't feeling really rushed. I wasn't scrambling to get kills. Very good change there. Go in there with the Goldie, shoot some people up. For the Night Stalker, once activated, the Shadow Shot tether will find enemy targets more reliably within its search radius. I'm not really entirely sure what more reliably means, but in PvP anyway, tether pretty much feels more or less the same. That being said, I did notice that if you hit an enemy directly with the tether, it seems to take them out of their roaming super quicker than if you were to just shoot the floor and have the tether activate them that way. Enemies being tethered out of a tether on the floor still takes around a full second to neutralize the super, whereas if you hit somebody directly with the shot, it seems to take them out of their super by a half a second. Not sure if that was something that had changed before this patch or not, but either way, if you're a Night Stalker and you're looking to take someone out of their super, I think the quickest way to do so would be to try and shoot the arrow directly at them. Okay, moving on to exotic armor changes. We have the Orpheus Rig. No longer grants super energy on bloom and damage sharing. Raised base super amount that you receive from tethers to create a more consistent and less exponential experience. Super energy given is scaled up when more powerful enemies are tethered. When used with Mobius Quiver, aka the multi-shot tether on the bottom tree, grants additional tether shots. Does not grant ability energy on tethering targets. Okay, there's a lot to take in there. Bottom line, is the Orpheus Rig still good in PvE the way it has always been? And the answer to that is yes. A lot of tweaks, but tethering large amounts of trash enemies, like in Escalation Protocol, can still help you get your super back extremely quickly. Again, you also have the ability to produce a lot of orbs for your fire team like you were able to before. Regarding the Mobius Quiver buff on the bottom tree, it is nice to have additional tether shots, but it still doesn't feel as useful using the bottom tree, whereas the top tree with the Orpheus Rig always feels good. Although I have to admit, it was kind of fun being able to tether a big bad enemy over and over and over with the additional shots granted by Mobius. You still very much have the ability to produce a lot of orbs doing it that way if you prefer using the bottom tree. Celestial Nighthawk now grants 33% of your super energy back if the target is killed by your Golden Gun shot. Not a bad change. You're still probably going to be holding on to your Golden Gun shot to use on bigger, badder, stronger PvP enemies, but it is nice to know that if you do get a kill blow with that Golden Gun shot, then you're already 1/3 of your way towards your next Golden Gun. I'm actually kind of wondering if this would be somewhat viable in PvP. I know it sounds like a weird gimmick gimmick, but you could go into PvP looking at it from the perspective of, okay, I know I'm only going to get one kill with my golden gun, but you could use it as an incredibly reliable counter super. Someone charges you with their super, you pop your golden gun, you take them out, guaranteed because of the Nighthawk, you get the kill, and hey, now you're already 33% towards your next golden gun. Again, I know that's probably a really big gimmick. I would rather use a different piece of exotic armor that could help me more frequently over the match, but still fun to think about. Okay, here's a really big change. The Worm Husk Crown no longer starts regeneration of health and shields. Instead, grants a larger health and shield bump at the beginning of dodge instead of at the end. What does all that mean? Okay, with the old Worm Husk Crown, when you dodged, your health and shields would both begin to recharge immediately. You would get a chunk of health back, and your shields would regen the way they normally would when your health began to recover in PvP. The Worm Husk Crown now feels much more like something along the lines of Phoenix Dive for the Warlock. You activate dodge, you get a medium-sized chunk of health back immediately, but that's it. You only get the chunk of health. It does not continue to replenish your health and shields the way the old Worm Husk Crown did. The Worm Husk is definitely still viable for PvP. If you think about how useful the Phoenix Dive is for the Warlock, the Worm Husk Crown does the same thing, and it does it well. It definitely gives the hunter the ability to get some health back right away, to get back in the fight quicker, but it's certainly not as incredibly overpowered as it was before. I think the changes to the Worm Husk Crown that we're seeing right now, combined with the updated PvP and the lower time to kill, the changes to your special ammo and your special weapons, I think we're going to be seeing a lot less of the Worm Husk Crown in PvP moving forward. Thank God. Knucklehead Radar, enhanced radar resolution while crouching. That one is pretty self-explanatory. Knucklehead gives you radar when ADSing your weapon, which is pretty cool, but when you crouch, you get the upgraded radar where the slices of your radar pie are now thinner, mildly better radar. Not that great of a change. I don't think a lot of people are going to be actively crouching in PvP to take advantage of something like the Knucklehead Radar, but give it a try if you want. The Lucky Pants, extended duration of illegally modded holster. If you don't remember what that is, getting a precision shot will give you a round in the mag of any holstered hand cannon you might have. Not bad. A couple of friends of mine are very keen on the Lucky Pants. I've never really been a huge fan. I would probably rather use something like the Stompies, but if you like hand cannons, if you already are a fan of the Lucky Pants, then hey, go for it. Finally, we come to Shinobi's Val. This one is sort of a big change. Skip grenades now return some energy when it damages an enemy. Okay, about how much energy? Well, in private match testing, I figured out that if you get a full-on skip grenade to damage an enemy, you're going to be getting back about 50% of your complete grenade energy. So you hit an enemy with the skip grenade, they take the maximum amount of damage, you are getting about a 50% return on another skip grenade charge. That's kind of crazy because the skip grenade is really good with tracking. It already gives you a second grenade, and now not only do you have two grenade charges that track very well, if you get full damage, you're already halfway back to a new grenade charge. I know the new PvP meta is just starting to bloom now, but with the quote-unquote death of the Worm Husk Crown, I think we might actually be seeing a lot more of the Shinobi's Val moving into the new season of PvP. And there you have it. Those are the hunter changes kind of in a nutshell with the 2.0 patch. If you were to ask me which ones are the most impactful, I would say the Marksman's Dodge being able to activate perks like Kill Clip, that's definitely very big. The reduced effectiveness of the Worm Husk Crown is definitely a very large change. It's going to be challenging hunter players to actually broaden their horizons of what exotic armor can be brought into PvP. I think in Season 3, most hunters were just kind of closing their eyes and picking the Worm Husk Crown because it's just going to be good no matter what. I think the golden gun change, the duration of your golden gun being bumped up to 10 seconds is a really big change. Hopefully we will now see more gunslingers running around in PvP. And finally, the Shinobi's Val change, we might be seeing a bit more Shinobus in Season 4, so if you're out there, watch out for those skip grenades. Okay everybody, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this content, please let me know by giving this video a like, click on that little thumbs up icon, and if you haven't done so already, please do me a favor by clicking the red subscribe button down below. Helps me grow my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Let me know down in the comment section if there's anything else you would like me to cover pre-Forsaken, and I will do my best to get around to it. Thanks very much for watching, hope you learned something, see you next time.